Are we live? I think we're live. Hi everyone, I'm Beth, and this is my dad Tim. Say hi, Tim. Hi. So welcome to our farm in Pembrokeshire. Croeso i'n ffarm ni yn Pembrokeshire. We are a dairy farm, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
As I said the other day, I am a dabbler. I dabble, I dip in and out as I please on the farm. This man is the man that actually knows what's going down on the farm, so I need him basically. So if you can't hear him at any point, let us know, because it might go a bit dry. Anyway, it's not quite 6 o'clock yet, I don't think, and so while we wait till it's 6 o'clock, we thought we've had a surprise arrival basically on the farm, and so we're going to go slightly off piste. So in the middle of the night, we wouldn't let you go around the farm without me and this little guy. Oh, he's fast asleep. He's actually sleeping. Come here, little man. Wakey, wakey. So here he is. Say hi to our newest arrival. He is fast asleep. Here's his proud mum. He's fast asleep, and yeah, he's very cute. We're a little bit in love. We've wasted a lot of time today, just basically cooing over him and giving his mum lots of pats. So anyway, I think it must be close on 6 o'clock if it's not 6 o'clock, so we'll get started. So you'll be able to hear in the background behind us, you'll be able to hear the milking parlour going. That's because Maggie, my sister, is in the middle of milking right now. So it's going to get a little bit loud for a little bit. So yeah, I don't know if you want to say something about the parlour.
No, not really. Not at this moment. We'll talk about that when we get out to the field later on. I'd just like to welcome everybody. We're a family dairy farm in West Wales. We're 200 acres, and we've got about 183, 84 cows. And about 100 other young stock. So we've got 3 lots of animals for you to see.
Hopefully, as long as we've got time.
And so we'll set off now, and Beth will lead us through the milking parlour. We'll stop briefly to see Maggie milking, but it'll probably be too loud to speak in there very much. Okay.
Let's go. So a little bit more then about the farm. So our milk gets picked up by First Milk, and it actually reaches the shelves as cheese, not as milk. So yeah, when you go to the supermarket and you buy cheese, think of us, and I hope it tastes nice. So let's go. So I'm going to flip it around now, and here we go. So we're in the parlour, and this is Maggie giving us a wave there. She's working hard. I don't know if you can hear me. So yeah, do you want to say something?
So it's the milking parlour is what they call a herringbone parlour because of the way the cows stand. It's 1632 parlour, and it takes us about 2 hours to milk the 184 cows.
Okay.
So we'll lead on out now to where the cows have gone out to the field.
Okay, so I don't know whether you want to say something about the type of cows we've got and how we try and get milk, because let me assure you, those cows do not have much concentrate in the parlour or at all anywhere, because the whole point in this place is that we try and produce as much milk as we possibly can off grass. Fair?
Yes, yeah, that's a fair comment. We're a spring calving herd, so basically the cows calve in February, March and April, and we turn them out as soon as we possibly can onto pasture, and they live off grass as much as we possibly can then.
I think people are quite often surprised. They drive, so we've got like two roads that go through the farm, and people drive past and they go, oh, your cows are out already, and I think it's fair that they go out pretty early, right?
Yes, yeah, they go out towards the end of February normally, and they'll stay out then until the middle of November. So we have a very short winter then.
Yeah, they get quite hairy before they come in. It's cute. It's really cute. They look like little fluff balls in the field. Anyway, that's like, you know, a totally non-farmer comment to make. So I'll hand you back to the farmer because we're in the field with the cows. Let me turn it around. Right, okay, so to the left of us, we've got what they grazed last night, right?
That's right, yeah.
And in the middle, in front of us, we've got what they're grazing tonight. And over there, we'll come to that in a minute, but that's what they'll be grazing tomorrow night because they have a different patch of the farm. They actually cross the road during the day and they stay close to home during the night. So, it's fair to say, I think, that Dad was a little bit nervous about having people around the farm this year because we've had a terrible spring and we've got nowhere near as much grass as usual. So our solution to that this year has been, do you want to tell us?
Yeah, we're feeding the cows potatoes now and some of last year's leftover silage. So the potatoes is just reject potatoes from a factory nearby, and they bridge the gap basically between how much grass we have and how much grass we need. So
yeah, we're not going to go down the concentrate route. We're going for potatoes instead, and the girls seem to love them. Is that fair?
They absolutely go crazy for them. Yes,
they're in their elements when it comes to the potatoes, weirdly enough. So yeah, much like us actually. We love a potato. Okay, so the type of cows then. You got little cows.
Yes, yeah, we got smaller than usual cows.
Why?
Because they're lighter on the fields because they're not out, because they're out for 10 months of the year basically, and they're a little bit more robust than your normal Holstein type cow.
Yeah, they're pretty tough.
So
we're actually, on that note, I always think about when we had that beast from the east. Nobody can forget that. And the cows had already been out for a while, and yet we brought them back in for beast for the east, didn't we?
Yeah,
try to, and they absolutely hated it, and they stood at the gate and they bawled and bawled. So in the end, you gave in to them, didn't you? And you just let them back out in the snow because that's what they wanted to do. So happy days, whatever. Happy cows, you know, good milk, great. Yeah, did we say how much milk they produce?
They producing at the moment. They're doing about 24-25 litres of milk a day, but they average just around 20 litres, and so they do about 5,500 litres per cow per year.
20 litres. We worked out for a school visit actually that if they each gave 20 litres in the day, it worked out about 20 full bathtubs of milk every day. So that's a lot of baths of milk. So you get your skin good if you were to bath in that. But anyway, moving on. Anything else you want to say about the girls?
No, as Beth said earlier on, we sell our milk to First Milk. This is a farmer cooperative, which I'm a member of. The emphasis on that is not so much volume of milk, but for quality milk. So we incline to like the cows, like this girl in front of us here, who is a Jersey cow who will give a little bit more fat and protein milk than the ordinary cow.
So you keep them grazed pretty tight, don't you? They move every 12 hours basically.
Yes, they come in twice a day for being milked, and every time when they've gone out from milking, then they go on to a fresh pasture. And normally for our number of cows we need about a football field.
Oh, someone's asking when do we milk them? So
right, we milk them at 6 o'clock in the morning we start, and we start around 5 o'clock in the evening.
So twice a day basically.
Yeah. And it takes about 2.5 hours then to do it.
Someone's asking, are your fields lays or permanent pasture?
permanent pasture. Yeah, we like to keep permanent pasture. One, if you're continually grazing the fields, the pasture seems to last a lot longer, and obviously by not disturbing the surface we can continue grazing a little bit later and that sort of thing. So, and going on from there, if we do want to reseed a field, we've given up ploughing fields now. We more or less will...
We're making friends here.
we've got one come to join us. We'll scarify the field to just get a little bit of bare ground, and we sow grass seed on top of that. So
not much tillage.
Very little tillage at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So in basic terms, when would you look to turn the cows into the field, and what do you look for when you want them to graze it?
Okay, we basically turn them in on a normal season. We probably haven't got enough, you know. A Coke can. If you can put a Coke can down and just cover the Coke can, you've probably got enough grass to put them in there. They like young, fresh grass, not long, tall grass then. And then when we turn them out, then there's only about that much left then. So that when they come round next time, it's young, fresh grass again. So we normally have...
Let's walk that way. Let's walk and talk, I think, otherwise we'll run out of time to see the younger ones.
Okay. We normally will... You've lost my train of thought, you know.
When you turn them out, sorry, when you turn them
Oh,
out.
right, yeah, okay, rotational grazing we call it. So, and our rotation is 21 days. So we go from... Beth will show you the other side of the wire now in a second, to your right.
Right, okay, right. Oh, no, hang on. Here we go, right, yeah.
Let's go down by here then.
Yeah. I'm not going to get a shock now, am I?
No.
Good. I'm not cool with that. Oh, well, there's people watching. Right, what are you going to say?
We normally come out at around this height. That's all we sort of...
There's not much here.
No. All that's left is dried up grass.
Yeah.
And then we go in the grass, which is that height, or a bit higher.
Got it. Okay.
So that takes normally 21 days to get to that stage then, so...
Tell us about, there's something about recovery in there. You're quite keen on your recovery of your grass, aren't you?
Yes, yeah. The fact that we never go back onto the... Oh, she's gone again.
No, I'm here, I'm listening to you.
There was last night's piece, and then tonight's piece. They never go back onto the same piece of ground. Once they've grazed it, and it recovers faster that way. And by just doing it every time, we'll take a truck now, don't we?
Yeah, well, are you going to drive?
Yes.
I won't get a shock then, will I?
No.
Promise. Because you've done that to me before. Right, get in then.
Well, you use a wire there.
Oh, right, you want me to do the wire while you're driving? Okay. So, yeah, now you're stuck with me. So, we're going to take a drive over. As you can see, we've really carefully planned this. We're going to go and take a drive now over to see Dad's heifers. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to drive. Oh, no, he's slightly stuck. That's kind of my fault. I parked it there in a bit of a weird place. Oh gosh, now we've got cows getting out. Oh, don't be doing that, girl. Get in there. Go on, go on. Right, it's all going on. All right. Oh, lordy. Okay, so we're going to go on the cow tracks. The cow tracks, they're a little bit mucky because we actually had some rain yesterday. It was quite exciting. So yeah, we're going to drive over to see the young stock. They're on the we go via the go via the cow tracks, and you'll see in a minute, I'll turn it around in a second, but you'll see that all of the cow tracks are covered in astroturf, because it's slightly dirty astroturf, but it is astroturf under there, and the reason for that is because
it's much softer and kinder on their feet.
Yeah, you can tell even when you're going for a little walk around the farm, you can tell that it's so much softer on their feet, and I know from riding round, the horses love to have a little canter on the astroturf, but they would not be so keen, and I would not be so keen on falling off, to be honest, if it was stone. So yeah, off we go for a little trip around the farm. We're off to see, I've said that we're off to see the heifers. Do you want to say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, the heifers are how old? 15 months old now. They're 2019 born calves. They've been. We're doing this a little bit backwards, really. We'll go and see the calves if we got time at the end of it. But these will be cows next year then, so they're in their adolescent stage then.
Yeah, they're out with the bull, and they're getting trained. So actually we were talking this morning about how little time our cattle actually spend in sheds. So we'll see in a bit, the calves that were born in February, March are already out, and hopefully we'll have time to go and see them because they're really cute. They don't come in till December.
December, that's right.
And see, I know that much. And then they actually go out again really early in the year, and they go out with the bull, and then we don't really see them till December again.
That's right.
Well, we do see them, obviously. They actually get trained, this lot, don't they, on the electric fence. So they're managed in a similar way. You watch this, my voice is going to go mad now because it's really bouncy, because the farm's so dry at the minute. Yeah, they're managed in a similar way to the cows, right?
That's right, yeah. But these are on a daily ration, so they're moved once a day, as opposed to the cows being moved twice a day, as a labour saving way. But they get used to it, but they have fresh feed then every day of the summer. So these went out at the end of February,
and ellipsis as we get out the truck, and
they only have grass now until they come in December. Bit of a squeaky gate here.
At least it's hanging. Right, okay, back to this lot then. I'll turn it around, is it? Here we go.
Which way are we facing now? That way?
Yeah, it's showing them. So there they are, the girls.
So you can see the slightly greener area which they're on, which is just this side of the tree out in the middle of the field. So that was their area. And then they'll have an area down here tomorrow then.
And then where are they going?
And then they'll go on to the next field then. And they got 2 other small fields, and then they come back into here then.
So these are the girls. They're going to come and say hello, I think.
Probably. They normally do.
Someone's liking the green carpet for the cows. Yeah, I think they like it as well. Actually, some of them, we've got quite a few characters. You can tell they get mollycoddled lots as calves and cuddled and cooed. I think that's part of having girls on the farm. And definitely some characters as a result that think they should have. Yeah, fair?
Fair comment, yes. I think from the fact that we move the electric fence so we get so close to them every day, that they become very friendly with them. And as you can see, the cows as well, they are quite friendly, and these are the same. They're incredibly nosy at this age as well, and and there are the 2 boys in the background then.
So somebody, Orla, is asking, do cows produce milk? They definitely produce milk.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
and Orla's aged 7. So hi, Orla. Thanks for joining us. And actually, while we're talking about little people, a big shout out to our Farmer Time group, because I think that they are listening as well. So if you are in Dosbarth Miss Davis in Ysgolwdig, then a big hello to you guys, okay? We hope to see you again soon when you're back in school. About these guys? Or do you want to move on?
No, we can move on, but these are entirely grass-fed then since end of February. And so obviously...
And in the winter they don't have feed, do they? They don't have concentrate.
No, they just have silage and hay then, which is conserved grass. So there we are.
Right, so we're back on the move again. You can tell how dry it has been, incredibly dry, because this part of the field that I'm walking on now would usually be wet.
Extremely wet, yes.
Extremely wet, okay, fair. I wasn't going to go there, but it would be extremely wet, and we've had many a mishap trying to get not a truck, we wouldn't dare get a truck across it usually, but we've had many a mishap trying to get the bike across it. That's involved lots of pushing and shoving, and probably a lot of shouting and cursing as well. And you can see the stream. Can you test the fence works, please? No, definitely not. You can see there's like hardly anything in the stream. So, but the girls don't actually, they're not allowed to. You can see we fenced it off, so it stops them getting into the river because it keeps the water a little bit cleaner. Actually, talking about water, we've got, you'll see on the cow tracks, lots of water tanks, because cows drink a lot of water, don't they?
Yes, yeah, cows will drink. They need about 20 litres to start with. Yes.
Oh, heck.
And then they need 4 litres of water for every litre of milk they produce. So if they're given 25 litres, they'll need 120 litres of water a day, which is quite a lot of water.
Yeah, they go backwards and forwards for water a lot, yeah?
Yeah, they like to drink and eat and drink and eat and drink and eat.
One interesting thing that I learned the other day is that cows and humans have the same number of teeth, apparently. So yeah, I was quite fascinated by that, but actually cows don't have teeth like we do they? They don't graze like we do.
No, they only have bottom teeth in the front, and then they have another set of teeth in the back, and this helps them chew their cud then. Sheep and camels and I don't know what else, would chew their cud. Goats perhaps.
I don't know, I've got no idea. Not my field.
But horses wouldn't chew their cud, they're a little bit different.
We're going to have to do a whistle stop tour of these calves. We've obviously chatted too much, got the truck stuck, nearly got a cow out. It's all gone on Cox Lake today. Yeah, so, oh yeah, and they use their tongue then to rip the grass up.
That's right, yes. And if you ever watch a cow graze, she goes from one side and then back to the middle and then back again.
Don't worry, he's not on the road at this point. We'll keep it facing the right way once we get onto the road, because that would not be good. You know, as most farmers, Dad doesn't actually leave the farm to drive that much, do you?
No.
Like,
they don't trust me very much.
When lockdown started, he said he didn't realise that he basically socially isolated himself anyway, so no change. As with most farmers, I should think. Right, so we're going to see the calves.
Yes, as fast as we can.
As fast as we can. And we have got, how many calves have we got?
We got 58 in this bunch.
58, they're cute. Actually, Margaret knocked me over this morning, so she's in my bad books, even though Margaret would usually be in my good books because she's super cute. When Margaret was born, actually when our first calf of the year was born, Thelma was born, she was a little bit prem, and we bought her a dog coat actually because the calf coats didn't fit her, and we didn't think that we'd have anything any smaller than Thelma, but turned out we we did. We had Margaret, and Margaret was tiny. She was so tiny we were lifting her up like a little dog every day we'd lift her out of the pen. Sorry, I'm semi-concentrating on where he's going. Lift her out every day to feed, and then pop her back in because she couldn't catch up. Yeah, yes, Tabitha, you're right. Who's that? Toops. She is a naughty Margaret. So here we go. We've got lots of trees around here. We like trees, don't we? We like trees because
we like the trees because they're so pretty to look at, and yet they're hopefully good for the environment as well. So we heard earlier on how one of the earlier speakers was saying about how good grass was to soak up the carbon in the atmosphere, and also the trees are. And in West Wales we have an awful lot of grass and
an awful lot of trees.
Yeah. So I think you're going to have a bit of a sprint to open the gate, and we'll go over and drive over and see.
This is like a challenge. I love this part of the farm. It's absolutely my favourite part of the farm, and part of that is because of what?
You'll have to move one of the
troughs. Oh, sorry, I'm having instructions. Yeah, part of the reason why I love it so much is because of all of the trees. Here we go, moving a trough. You want to see the carnage that I'm causing here? Oh, here they come, here they come, here they come. Woo woo! How lush is that? Here they come. Hi, girlies. Oh, let's close that gate again. That's Thelma with the goggles on. Hey, kids. So yeah, as you can see, they're a pretty friendly bunch. Basically having a lot of love in here. Oh, this is Lowry. Lowry's a bit mad. Anyway, so these actually do get a little bit of feed every day, don't they?
Yes, these have a kilo of calf feed every day, just to help to keep them growing until they're big enough to take in enough grass. And so they'll have that kilo until probably the end of August, September time.
Yeah. And otherwise they just have they don't have any restrictions or anything like that. They just sort of mingle and do what they want and lie under trees if it's raining or if it's too hot, and they have a pretty charmed existence, to be fair. And now they're trying to suck on my hands, and oh, Dad's just had a good butt because I think somebody's wanting, he just bit me, don't do that. Bit more food, and yeah, I think
Margaret.
Oh, here's Margaret. Look at Margaret. She's grown big and strong now. Dad told us that because she was prem as well, and he said, oh, don't hold out too much hope. And so anyway, we wrapped her up in her little dog coat, and here she is, being strong and tipping me over. So I think that's about it, yeah?
I think we should go to the other side of the gate for a second. And if anybody got any questions before we sign out?
I think someone's saying loving the calves. Quick, close the gate, yeah, fair. They didn't give us a chance to drive in. Oh yeah, hi Lily. Lily can't believe how much they've grown. Yeah, I think that's about us, fair?
Yes, I hope you've enjoyed the trip round
a whistle stop tour
of Cox Lake in West Wales, and I'm sure you'll have another 2 interesting farms to visit later on this evening.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
See you.